elders, educationists, dear teachers, and dear students. In this class, we are to see five couplets under the chapter 42, hearing, from 411 to 415, five beautiful couplets regarding the importance of hearing, that is, listening to the speeches and advices of others. That is the learned people we are to see. Come. Tirukkural, comments and explanations with new dimension. Five couplets from 411 to 415, line 187, 18, 29, 10, 25. Couplet 411. Among the six riches by birth, one is hearing. Among them, the greatest wealth is hearing. Among the six riches got by birth, one is hearing. Among them, the greatest wealth is hearing. Explanation. Hearing is one of the six riches: touching, tasting, smelling, hearing, seeing, materializing. Man has got by birth. These are the six senses man has got by birth. Among these six riches, hearing is the greatest wealth. That is, out of the six pleasures, hearing is the greatest pleasure. Among the six pleasures, hearing is the greatest pleasure, is the sweetest pleasure. Content. Hearing is one of the riches man has got by birth. Among them, hearing is the greatest wealth. So, the man not enjoying hearing is not a man. The man not enjoying hearing is not a man. Again the complaint. Among the six riches got by birth, one is hearing. Among them, the greatest wealth is hearing. Couplet 412. When there is no food for ear, a clue will be given to stomach, sans deer. When there is no food for ear, a clue will be given to stomach, sans deer. Explanation. When there is no food, hearing, for the ear, a small amount of food may be given to the stomach. So, when there is no space for hearing, the voice, thirsty of hearing and learning, would give a little quantity of food to the stomach. That is, the voice with interest for hearing would give more importance for the hunger of the ear than that of the stomach. Content. When there is no food hearing for the ear, a small amount of food may be given to the stomach. Ear is more important than stomach. Ear is more important than stomach. So, the man enjoying stomach more than ear is not a man. The man enjoying stomach more than ear is not a man at all. The poor stomach could accommodate the food only to the extent of its capacity. But the ocean wide ear could accommodate any amount of food. That is why Thiruvalluvar uses the phrase, a pill to the stomach. Here, note, here we should not forget one thing. We ought to know that the stomach is the mother of all organs of the body. Stomach is the mother of all organs of the body. It is the stomach that cooks the food in its kitchen and sends it to all other parts. But when it is must for hearing, it is not wise to mind the play of the stomach. Second the couplet. When there is no food for ear, a little will be given to stomach sensitive. Couplet 413. Those who long for hearing, ears food, though on earth, or like those in heaven, with nectar as food with mirth. Those who long for hearing, ears food, though on earth, are like those in heaven, with nectar as food with mirth. Explanation. People who long for hearing, which is the divine food for the ear, though live on the earth, are like the gods who live in heaven having nectar as food. That is, people giving importance for hearing would be regarded as the rainy clouds which take and give back water. People giving importance for hearing would be regarded as the rainy clouds which take and give back water. Content. People with hearing wisdom would be regarded as the rainy clouds which take and give back water. So, the man sans hearing wisdom is questionable. The man sans, that is without, the man without hearing wisdom is questionable. Taken the couplet. Those who long for hearing, hears food, though on earth, are like those in heaven, with nectar as food with mirth. Couplet 414. Though you are unlettered, hear the speeches of the lettered. It would help you as a staff at missionary, uninformed. Though you are unlettered, hear the speeches of the lettered. That would help you as a staff at misery, uninformed. Explanation. Even though a man is either unlettered or not thoroughly learned, if he hears the speeches of learned people, the knowledge he gains through his hearing will be a step for him at misery. That is, even if a man has not earned literacy, hearing the speeches of the learned would benefit him. So, though a man is unlettered, hearing the speeches of the learned would help him at misery. So, though failed to earn letters, don't fail to hear the learned's words. Though failed to earn letters, don't fail to hear the learned words. That is, though you failed to get lettered, to earn education, don't fail to hear the speeches of the lettered. Again, couplet, though you are unlettered, hear the speeches of the lettered. It would help as a staff at misery uninformed. Chapter 415. As the staff at hand, at the slippery land, are the works of the virtuous at hand. As the staff at hand, at the slippery land, are the works of the virtuous at hand. Explanation. As a staff is helpful to walk along the slippery land, the sincere advice of the good would be helpful at a time of misery. That is, the advice of good people would help as a dear friend in need. Content. As a staff helps in the slippery land, the advice of good people would be helpful at hardship. Paul, don't ignore the advice of good people. Don't ignore the advice of good people. My dear children, don't ignore the advice of great people, the advice of great, virtuously great people. Respected elders, educationists, my dear teachers, and my dearest children, here we have seen five couplets from 411 to 415. Beautiful couplets. That is, among say, physically, we have got five senses. And the third is the nationalizing power, that is brain, mind. This human being, all human beings have got six senses. Physically, five senses. So that is, even though the five senses are important, among these five senses, ear, hearing, ear is the greatest sense. Among the five senses, in the rationalizing power, none can score. The greatest wealth, the sweetest pleasure is hearing. Respected elders, educationists, dear teachers, and dear students, I thank all of you for patiently and keenly listening to my comments for the five couplets under the chapter 42, having the head hearing. Till I meet you in the next class, I wish all of you a very nice and sweet time. Thank you.